who's the regional coordinator for Eastern Europe and the Caucasus for the International Gas Union. Thank you for being on the programme. So what do you make of all these comments and developments over the weekend with regards to gas flowing through Ukraine and where its source is?
Well, first of all, it looks like the positions are quite divergent. And many politicians, but also others, have made their own comments from their own perspectives. That underscores the complexity of such an arrangement. You know, this swap arrangement whereby Ukraine would be serving as a transit country for gas from Azerbaijan or gas that would be titled as coming from Azerbaijan, but in fact would be Russian gas, is of course a more complex deal than the simple word swap between Russia and Azerbaijan would suggest.
I mean, the countries that most acutely feel the impact of all of this is Slovakia and Hungary, is that correct? Because they are landlocked, they've got no seaborne input for gas. And Viktor Orban making his case very clear, and if he does vote against or does not go with the rest within the EU, that could pose a real problem, couldn't it?
Well, I wouldn't get into the question of how that would work out within the EU and what the effects might be. We have to wait and see. But it's certainly clear that while the EU as a whole, and in fact you could say Europe as a whole, has made tremendous progress in improving infrastructure, making new connections, building terminals for liquefied natural gas and so on and so forth, it's been much more difficult for a number of countries in Central and Eastern Europe to do that, partly because they're landlocked and partly because they're smaller markets. So the scale of the market compared to the size of the investment and the risk involved with it can be quite different there. And that is one of the reasons why we've ended up with this situation.
Okay. Marcel, Kramer, thank you so much for talking to us. And just to reiterate, today in Brussels, the